good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of my favorite nights of the year when we join forces here at the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music and present a spectacular musical event for you, and I can't wait to get it started. But before we do, there's something even just as important that we would like to announce as part of the show. As part of celebrating music, we always honor one of our alums, one of our teachers, somebody who's been close to the university and has given to the university so much that we have to honor them. And tonight is no exception. And to introduce our honoree this evening is none other than our great professor of music, Dr. Jonathan Talbert.
Thank you. Tonight's honoree of the CSULB Celebrating Music Award, chosen by the faculty of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music, has performed with over 50 national and international opera companies, including those in San Francisco, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Brussels, Wolf Trap, Portland, Kansas City, San Antonio, and Tucson. Her opera roles include Mimi, Musetta, Susanna, Micaela, Norina, Pamina, Despina, Rosina, Nanetta, Loretta, Violetta, Abigail, Adele, Zerlina, Yolanda, and Frasquita. She has performed with more than 60 national and international symphony orchestras, including the San Francisco, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Minnesota, Houston, Boston Pops, New Orleans, Lourdes, France, San Antonio, and Denver symphonies. She has given more than 300 solo recitals across the major capitals in the world. As a young singer, she won numerous national and regional awards and grants, including first place in the Western Regional Metropolitan Opera auditions at the ripe age of 21. At 22, she won the grand prize in the San Francisco Opera National Competition, and San Francisco Opera thereafter became her home company for 7 years. She appears on 2 CDs with Luciano Pavarotti and one with the NBC Orchestra, and she was honored to be selected as the Japanese Woman of the Year for Southern California. In 2007, she was the recipient of the Hans von Leyden Award, honoring World Voice Day. Her many, many engagements have included performances with such luminaries as each of the 3 tenors, Luciano Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, and Jose Carreras, and she's also sung with Leontine Price, Beverly Sills, Frederica von Stade, and under the baton of Seiji Ozawa, among many others. In fact, our honoree has had a distinguished career as a performer. But today we honor her other great legacy, that of teacher. This week completes her 25th year as a faculty member at California State University, Long Beach. Her alums have swept out across the globe as performers and as teachers. She has alumni singing at companies, in fact, from the Metropolitan Opera in New York to the San Francisco Opera just this weekend. Dr. Maria Lazarova, one of our own faculty members and the current director of classical voice for the Orange County High School of the Arts, was one of her students. Through her organization, the Classical Singers Association, she organized master classes, recitals, and lectures that have touched the lives of hundreds of young artists. But what really matters is what happens every Thursday in her studio, C305 in the Bob Cole Conservatory. In that sacred space where a voice teacher and a student explore the great musical repertoire together while honing technique, learning to sing in different languages, and refining the gesture of the singer, our honoree has excelled at CSULB for a quarter of a century. And for that reason, I ask you all to welcome our 2012 recipient of the CSULB Celebrating Music Award, Mrs. Shigemi Matsumoto.
I have been coming to Celebrating Music for many years, and have been inspired by each and every concert that has taken place in this beautiful theater. However, in the last few years, we have come to the highest level of music making that I can remember. We have one of the finest faculties I imagine any university could ever hope for, and it is my honor to be a part of all of this. I was also impressed at those times by the honorees that were selected to be recognized at these yearly events. I never imagined that I would be one of them. I would not be here this evening were it not for my beloved parents who adopted me in Denver, Colorado, years after they were interned in a camp in Poston, Arizona. The war changed their lives forever, and of course it changed mine. They had just days to leave their homes and businesses behind in Los Angeles and get into buses with only the items they could carry in their suitcases. My family remained in the relocation camp for over 2 years, and they never spoke about their painful event and just wished to move on. After their release, they settled in Denver, Colorado, where I was born many years later. I was then adopted by Moriichi and Shigemi Matsumoto. Eventually, my father wanted to move back to Los Angeles, the city in which he loved, and then to be in a warmer climate once again. My singing career started at a very early age when my mother wanted me to become someone who could hold her head up no matter where she went in the world. She provided me with ballet lessons, piano lessons, and even occasionally singing lessons. When she couldn't afford to pay for this training, she started to sell her jewelry for me. 25 years ago, I returned to Los Angeles, and my first private student was attending school here at California State University, Long Beach. She was being directed by Michael Carson, one of the opera director at the time. And he was so impressed with her progress in such a short amount of time that he invited me to come and meet him. He asked if I would like to teach here, and I was very flattered and I was thrilled, and I agreed to do so. I met the dean, and the agreement was struck for me to teach here at the university. The program here was very small, but Michael Carson had a vision and the talent to make things come alive. Dr. Donald Parra, who was at the time the chairman of the music department, used his considerable energies to assist Michael's vision to grow the program. The program had some talented singers, but it suffered from a lack of financial resources, but certainly not from a lack of verve and industry. I remember with great fondness one of the first operatic performances that the opera presented. It was put on at the Salon of the Queen Mary. And Michael was conducting, and a colleague of mine, Brent McMunn, was playing the piano, and Stephanie Blahos was doing her first directing as an opera director. She recently directed our Le Nozze di Figaro, which was conducted by Johannes Müller-Stosch. From its earliest beginnings, when I first arrived at CSULB, and continuing on even until today, the music program here has grown, matured, and excelled in its mission to educate and enlighten the young musicians in this program, and to provide them a safe home where they can learn and experience their craft and become the professional musicians they so desire. It is my honor and privilege to be associated with such a distinguished faculty, and I am humbled by the honor being bestowed upon me by my esteemed colleagues. I should really be the one saluting them, each and every one of them, because they inspire me more than I could ever give to them. I wish to thank Dr. Parra, my dear friend, Dean Santos Torres, John Carnahan, Dr. Bremer, Dr. Talbert, a man of great vision, Dr. Anglin, Johannes Müller-Stosch, and all of my colleagues in the vocal faculty. They are all outstanding and wonderful, wonderful people to know and to collaborate with. as well as all of the other esteemed faculty members of the excellent Music Conservatory. As for my students, past and present, you give me boundless joy when I see the smile on your faces when you accomplish a musical feat that you thought nearly impossible weeks before. I salute you for your hard work and dedication and the trust you have placed in me as your teacher and mentor. Thank you all for the celebration of my time here at Bob Cole. I do intend to stay on, however. And I shall always cherish this evening. One of my very favorite sayings is that you succeed because people want you to. I feel that that has been taking place here. But I also want to say that my husband, Marty Stark, is the reason I am the person I am. I can't get this out. He is the wind behind my wings. Thank you.
We have here a plaque that says, "The faculty and students of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music thank Shigemi Matsumoto for 25 years of distinguished service." Thank you, Shigemi.